Hi everyone, so let us discuss the implementation for the problem sort the strings. Okay, so let's begin with the coding, right? So we are given the sample input. So first step is to take input, right? So what I will do, I will take input n. Then if you carefully look at after this input, you also have a space, right? You also have a enter. So in order to consume that enter, we are going to use scene dot get. So this is going to consume the extra backslash n that we have in the input, and after that we have this entire string, so we have to accept this input in a single line. So the function to take input a string which contains spaces is going to be a getLine function. Okay, so we can use getLine scene comma whatever is the string that we have. So we have to take input n number of strings for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and you can say okay, let us take input every string, and I'm going to store all the inputs inside a vector. So I can say okay, v dot push back temp. So this goes inside the vector. So this completes the input part, and we are left with this part now. So we have three more things. We have a integer key, followed by we have a parameter called reverse and a parameter called ordering. Okay, so we also take input key, reverse, and ordering. Maybe let's call it as reversal, right? So we also have these three inputs. So one thing you need to remember is when you use getLine, so this also includes extra spaces. Okay, so but when you use includes white spaces. Okay, but when you use the scene as for the input, right? So when you use scene does not include white spaces. Okay, so when you take scene string, it will take only false, but if you use getLine this thing, then it will take both false and numeric in a single string. So that's why I'm using getLine for this part, because I want entire row, entire line as a one string, and here I want this word as a one string. So that's why I'm using scene here, right? So I hope you will remember this regarding the input part. And our next step is, or the first step of our algorithm is to extract keys for comparison and store them, right? So what we will do, we will make a function that will help us to extract tokens, right? So let's make that function, right? So yeah, so I'm going to say string extract string add key. Okay, or I can say extract token, whatever I want to say. So I get the input string, that is the entire row, and I get the integer key. So this basically gives me the column from which I want to extract the string. So what we will do, we will use the inbuilt string tokenizer method to extract all the tokens. The way this method works is, in the first call, if you have hello, how are you, right? So in the first call it will give you hello, in the next call it will give you how, in the next call it will give you r, and in the next call it will give you 2. So what I will do, I will say okay, let us get the first token, and I'm going to call this function. This function now accepts a character array, but what we have is a string, so we can access the underlying character array by using this function str.c string. So this gives us the underlying C representation of this string object. So we typecast this into a char star pointer, right? And the second thing is the delimiter, the spaces, right, about which we want to tokenize this string, right? So what we can do now is we can say okay, we can say while key is greater than 1, let us extract the next token. So I can say s will point to the next token strtok, And if you want to continue, right, if you want to continue extracting tokens from the same string, the first parameter is null, because this parameter tells the strtok function that you have to return the next token from the previous string, or if you pass a new string here, then it returns the first token of that particular string, right, and the delimiter space, right, and we can say key minus minus. And finally, what we can say return string of s. So let me tell you how this is going to work. For example, you give input like this. Let's say you have 20, 30, 40. Let's say this is the string and you say key is 2. And that means you should get this string 30 in the output. What happens, we extract the first token, we get 20, and we say, okay, what is key? Key is greater than 1. So key is basically 2, right? That means the second column. So what we do, we say, okay, let's extract the next token. So this time it is going to give 30, and we are going to say key minus minus. Now the key becomes 1, and we say key is not greater than 1, right? So this loop stops and we say return this. What we get is 30, right? So basically I'm running a loop, okay, and every time I get the next value in the column, right, this and so on, but as soon as I reach the desired column, I basically stop. So we can even test this code. Let us comment this thing out, and maybe I can show you, right? So I can say string s equals to 20, 30, 40, 50, and I can say, okay, cout extract string at key, I give s, and I give, let's say, the third column, right? Yeah, we need to include header files. So you can see we are getting 40 is the output. If I say, okay, give me the second column, then we should get 30 as the output, right? So you can see this function is working perfectly fine. All right, so now let us continue working on our code. So we now have a helper function that basically extracts the key for us. So what we can do next, we can make a vector of pair of string string. Okay, so let me create a vector of pair of string string which maps each string with its key, right? We are going to store each string mapped with its key inside this particular vector. So let us say, so for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, I can say vp dot pushback what? We are going to push back vi and its key, right? Okay, so we make this function call to get the key for the ith row. We store both of them as a pair inside a vector, so that's why we are having these curly brackets, right? So this step is done. Now the second step is to sort, right? So we have to do the sorting. So sorting will depend upon the parameter ordering. So if ordering is numeric, we can say, okay, let's sort the vector vp.begin, vp.end, and we need to give a comparator function. So we can say, okay, numeric compare. We will make this method, and otherwise we can do the sorting vp.begin to vp.end, and we can say lexicographic compare. We will make this method, right? And the third step would be reversal. So that's going to be easy. If reversal is true, then we can reverse the entire vector. Reverse vp.begin to vp dot end, and the final step is output, right? So for int I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, we only need to output the strings and not the keys, right? So this is the output part. So now we need to define these helper functions, numeric compare and lexicographic compare. So let us come to it. So first is going to be a bool function. What we get a pair of string, let's call it as s1, and pair of string, let's call it as s2. So how do we make the comparison? So in order to make a numeric comparison, so let us first extract the string keys that we have. So we can say key 1 is going to be s1 dot second and key 2 is going to be s2 dot second. Okay, and how do we compare? So we have to compare based upon the integer values. So we will write a helper function, convert to integer, first key 1 and second key 2, right? So what happens now is we have something like this. We have 0, 3, 3, or maybe we have 130 and we have 13. We say okay, or we have, let's say, 14, right? So if I compare them based upon the numeric value, then 14 is going to be smaller than 130, right? So we have to make a function that converts string into integers. So we will do that, but before that I'm just going to finish the lexico compare method as well, right? So the input will be same, this input will be same, right? And how do I compare? It's going to be easy, even this part is going to be same, right? So we extract the keys out of the rows. So we are getting something like this as an input. In the pair we have string 1, key 1, we have string 2 and we have key 2, and we are extracting these keys, right? We have key 1 and key 2. So this is going to be easy. We can say return key 1 less than key 2, right? So this is your lexico compare method, because this operator is already defined on the string object, right? So string object knows how to compare two strings, right, based upon the lexicographic comparison. So the only function now left is convert to int. So let us now write this function. So int convert to int, what we get a string s, and we have to convert this into a integer. So let us say our integer is going to be initially 0, our power is going to be 1. So the way I'm going to do this is, let's say I have 1, 2, 3 as an input, right? So I'm going to start from this index. I'm going to say, okay, take 3, multiply by power and add to your answer. So answer is 0, so it becomes 3. Okay, next time I'm going to say take 2, multiply it with power into 10, so it's going to add 20 to this thing. So 20 plus 3, it is going to become 23, right? Next time I'm going to get 1, I'm going to multiply it with 100 and I'm going to add 100 to my previous answer, so it is going to become 123. So this is how I will get the integer. And if I have a 0 here, right, what I will do, I will say okay, multiply 0 with 10 power 3 and add to my previous answer, so it will be still 123. So this is how I will get the integer string, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say for int I equals to s dot length minus 1, I greater than equals to 0, I minus minus, and I can say answer plus equals to s of I, that is the digit, minus 0. So that gives us the integer digit multiplied by p, right? And we say p equals to p into 10. So in every iteration the power increases by a factor of 10, right? And this is what we get, right? So you can easily test this function by your own, right? And now I think the code is almost complete, and we can say return 0. Okay, right, so this is going to be a string in the input, and we can see like this. Okay, now we also need to give input, so let's take the input from here. And we get 8212, 7713, 92022, which is same as the sample output. So that means our implementation is correct, and this is how we solve the problem. Okay, so the learning is you need to break down your code into small functions, and that will actually help you to simplify things. And if you're stuck at some point, do check the implementation of each small function, right? So like we checked extract string at key. Similarly, you can check this function convert to int if you are struggling with the testing part. Okay, so that's all. Thank you guys.